a modified cobra stretch. And what you want to focus on is, first, the way you do it is you lay on your stomach, on your elbows. What you want to focus on is keeping your shoulders back and the crown of your head very tall. The next thing is focus on relaxing your hips and letting a stretch happen in your stomach, your abs, your belly. So get comfortable and breathe. Shoulders back and down. You don't want to have your shoulders up shrugging to your ears. Shoulders away from your ears. Focus on the belly. A stretch happening in the abs when you're relaxing your hips. And you can rock side to side your hips to get a good stretch in. What you want to do is thread your hand on the inside of your knee and the outside of your foot. Inside the knee, outside the foot. And getting a deep stretch in the hamstring and the hip area. You're going to pull your knee to the outside of your body. And the most important thing while stretching is the breathing and relaxing. Take long, deep breaths. This next stretch is a figure 4 stretch. So you're going to lay on your back, bend both knees, cross. Let's start on the right side. So I'm crossing my right leg over my left knee, and then I'm going to reach behind my left hamstring and grab and hold this stretch. Now the rest is just breathing and retracting your shoulders, relaxing your shoulders. You don't want to be up elevated here. You just want to relax as much as you can. Is a hamstring stretch. So keep your legs straight. You can keep a little bend on the knee. Reach down on where you can grab. You can even hold on to somewhere. You can have somewhere to hold on, like a yoga block. This is a good time to use your yoga blocks. Otherwise, keep your back straight and breathe. Then you're going to switch sides. Now this is a hip flexor stretch. And what you're going to focus on is keeping your pelvis tucked. So tuck your pelvis. You don't want a forward tilted pelvis. You want a backward tilted pelvis. So tuck your pelvis. Now raise your hand on the same side, and you're going to tilt to the opposite side. And from here, it's going to look like this with my pelvic tilted. I'm going to raise this arm, drop the shoulder, and lean to that side. And what's happening here is when I tuck my pelvis, engage my glutes, my hips are extended for one, and then my hip flexor should be stretching at this point, and then I'm leaning away to add more of a stretch to my hip flexor. First muscle action, pelvic tilt. Raise your hands, you can lean forward a little bit and lean to the side. Pelvic tilt. This next stretch is a child pose. So sit back on your hips, start from a kneeling position maybe, or sitting on your hips. Sit the hips back to your feet. And now with your hands, you're gonna reach as far forward as you can. Your head is gonna be down, but only with your fingertips, you're gonna reach forward. And what happens here with reaching forward with your fingertips, you are stretching the sides of your body, so your lats. So you should feel a stretch, elongation of the side of your body with your fingertips going forward and your hips going backward. So the counter action of hips going back and fingers going forward. And then you breathing and relaxing into it and elongating. This stretch is a back stretch. It's a cat and camel stretch. So take a deep breath in, round your back. Keep your head down and tuck your hips and tuck your chin. And special focus on rounding your lower back. Your upper back is already rounded, but your lower back you want to focus on rounding. Push the ground away from you, keep your arms straight. And when you exhale, you want to arch your back and now lift your chin up and look at the ceiling while keeping a big arch in your upper and lower back. But especially here, focus on the upper back. Take a deep breath, round. Exhale, arch. And go back and forth. Moving slowly and deliberately. And moving the spine up and down. Stretch is a back stretch. So a stretch for the low back. So you're gonna lay on your back, bend one knee to your chest, and with your opposite hand, you're gonna grab your knee and just slowly take a deep breath and slowly exhale as you pull your knee to the side and just hold it there and just breathe. You want to focus on keeping your shoulder down, right? You don't want your shoulder up like that. Keep your shoulder down. Just hold your leg only as far as you can go, while you're maintaining your shoulder in contact with the ground. And just take deep, long, deep breaths. This next stretch is a quad stretch. So you're gonna sit here, bend one knee, fold one knee back, your foot, and try to lean back at the opposite elbow. So my right leg is bent, and I'm on my left elbow, and my foot is tucked as close to my buttock to my hip as possible. And I'm gonna just relax and breathe. If you're flexible enough, you're gonna keep turning and try getting both elbows down. And that's a quad stretch. this neck stretch is a hip flexor and a back stretch, one of the best stretches out there. One of my favorite. So you're gonna kneel with one foot down and your opposite hand directly, next parallel to your foot. I'm going to be on my pivot point on the back foot, right? If you know your pivot point. Otherwise, just ask me and I'll tell you. And then I'm going to go straighten my knee, right? So my knee now is going to be as straight as possible, and my hip, my glute is going to tighten up and push down, and my knee is going to push up. Right, I'm going to rotate and try aligning my shoulder blades. Also turning my head to gaze at my fingertips. This stretch will take some getting used to if you've never done it. One thing to focus on is keeping weight on your front foot, weight on your back foot, and on your hands, with your weight distribution being very even.